No, but of course, if I'm going to use a mindset, starting from scratch, I'm going to start something. I won't think about the market. I won't think about like if this is going to be viable. This is going to be a competitive market. I'm just going to build something that I know that I'll be passionate about, like something that's I will look at the impact first rather than the business.
Welcome to Kaka Computer, where tech meets wit and wisdom. And in this episode, we're talking about concept to launch, building your first tech product. All right.
Building a first tech product. No, I mean a lot of us. I guess between the four of us, we've been kind of involved in any sort of product. And I think so. Yeah, I'll go far away. For me, like generally, you don't really get involved with sort of any activity unless you believe in it. So fundamentally, if I look back at all the things I've started to work on, parang there's that sort of belief, parang this is a parang venture worth pursuing, and that there's some value to be realized, there's a problem to be solved, and I think for me, as long as I check all those marks, I'm good to go. Yeah, it's something that I'll be willingly diving in and dedicating my time and life to building. Ikaw ba, Ragde?
Sa akin kasi it's very different. Like I'm a product person first before business. So when we were thinking about like products to build or launch, it's really something that we want to build rather than is this going to be like a viable business. So actually we met during the first startup week in Manila or second, I don't know.
I don't really remember. We go way back, 10, 15 years ago.
Just don't reveal our age.
Oh.
But yeah, like just back in the first startup week in Manila, we want to build something revolutionary. Back then it was this is pre-Gcash, by the way. So we are trying to build a way to convert your cash into like a digital cash credit. So we call it kiosk in one. So there's a kiosk. Again, this is pre-Gcash days back in 2011. And then we're basically looking for something of a novelty first rather than if it's a viable business. But again, that's just being naive about the business world back then.
Right. Yeah, I think we're all coming from a less informed space, and there's a lot of learning involved talaga. So ako naman I thought we're not going to be jumping on the specifics. Kasi nung sinabi mo yan, yung initial time na nagkita tayo, hindi ako yung nag-initiate ng product idea. But I'm the technical person. I'm like the tech guy. I'm the CTO. But, fundamentally pa din, parang kailangan makuha yung buy-in mo. Na you're not going to be working with me, I'm not going to be working with you unless you kind of believe na, we're onto something here.
Yes.
Diba?
Walk us through the memory lane. Like, what's the product? Like, I can't remember now what's exactly.
No, the one that we worked together was kind of like the second, I think. And I do have parang some validation that I don't want to say it, but, it's a semantic search for legal stuff.
Got it.
Oh, you remember that?
Yeah.
And there's a use case, there's a market, it's being utilized, you see the value in it, and I'm like, say, let's go. It looks pretty viable.
This is pre-AI days, no?
Yeah.
2011.
Sure.
Well, that's something that, kasi when you talk to AI, I'd say, AI has been around for decades now. I guess it's pre-generative AI is what you can say. But, AI is still already there. There's semantic search already, at least some approach of NLP.
Yeah.
So what's interesting from hearing you both here now is that there seems to be a desire to build something, something yours, right? Something yours, not necessarily build, build for a company, like be an employee. There's some people that really wanna build something of their own, and it seems to be, although the question here is first tech product. If the first tech product fails, that feeling still continues, and parang serial entrepreneur yung tawag nila, no? But for us, it's like serial
builder.
So I guess meron kang intrinsic motivation, and I that's how I would say, everyone, at least especially on the tech side of things, but you always have this sort of curiosity or desire to build something. and not necessarily like say, turn the world around and come up with something that's a breakthrough, but it is still something that you feel going to be part of you. Of course, I'm not going to be overly optimistic. We all need to turn in some cash at some point, right?
Yes,
So there's still business aspect of it, but I guess fundamentally, at least for me, there is that intrinsic desire to build, to solve problems, and I identify myself as a problem solver.
Yeah, and I think once you build something, it's like an addictive thing.
Yeah, the high is there.
Like for example, I built this. And,
Satisfaction is there.
It means
Yeah.
that I can build something pala.
Yeah.
And then from there, you'll just go on like the next idea that you thought it's going to be novel or it's going to be revolutionary. You have that confidence because you already did it in the past.
Aside from self-validation, what other validation you usually seek out for? Is it, like you said, is it now that it becomes sustainable or like somebody pays for it? Meron ba kayong, parang, ako kasi meron ako, as long as, sabi ko before, in one of the episodes I think, sabi ko, as long as parang I feel like I can get at least $100 out of this product, somebody is willing to pay $100 cumulatively, parang I think pwede siya scale at one point, pero hindi yung, at least that's my aim. Meron ba kayong ganun when you're building?
Or does it, kumbaga, kunwari, early in the process ba, kumbaga, yung getting paid is already in your minds when you make these products, or parang supervision muna?
Well, what you're looking at me? I'm just saying, in a practical side of things, you're trying to build an enterprise. That there's still money to be made. That's kind of part of the goal. So yeah, but personally, again, coming from more of a tech person. I mean, you're more of the CEO. I'm more of a tech guy, right? I'm more focused on yung problem solving. But so I'm going to be reliant on a CEO or somebody who will be driving the business model, the business idea, and then ultimately, for me, I need to understand it. The idea needs to be sold. At least if you're like a group of founders, right? But you all have to agree upon, this is like really a viable sort of pursuit. And there's going to be money to be made out of it, and there's going to be impact, and so all that said, it has to be interesting for me. It has to be a sort of viable business by some mechanism of validation, which I guess we can touch on later. But that's just being practical.
Yeah.
Yes, please visit our website at tutorialstudio.com. We provide free courses for AWS and, of course, premium resources for certification exams for AWS, Azure, Kubernetes, and GCP.
Well, if I'm going to answer based on my current perspective, based on my current experience,
Yes.
right now, kasi there are lots of guardrails already.
Yeah.
There are lots of checkpoints that you have to assess before you pull the trigger and come up with that product and build it.
What checkpoints are those, if you can share?
So again, I've been like a failed CEO for years already. So there are things that I know won't work, and there are things that I know that will work partially. No. So there are some guardrails, like for example, am I going to build like a product that addresses a big market? Am I going to build a product that will be in a very competitive market? Am I going to build a product that I know it will be easy for me to, in our term, GTM, go to launch? Like those kind of things. Is this something that I can build with just a simple MVP and I can validate it quickly? So those are the checkpoints that I have right now. No, but of course, if I'm going to use a mindset, starting from scratch, I'm going to start something. I won't think about the market. I won't think about like if this is going to be viable. This is going to be a competitive market. I'm just going to build something that I know that I'll be passionate about, like something that's I will look at the impact first rather than the business. Again, that's why it's hard for me to answer because there are lots of checkpoints.
But when we were talking about checkpoints, and I think this reminds me of the opportunity canvas. Have you guys heard of that? So it's like a framework of opportunity canvas. You guys look it up, Google it. And I think those are one of the sort of toolkits that was introduced to us in some of the sort of startup stuff.
We probably know it. Like
Yeah, I probably know
already.
it. But if you're somebody new, like trying to get a business and trying to fit a sort of like a framework to sort of evaluate if something is a viable business, you can go look it up. It's easy. It's like a one-pager slide. You can just like have certain questions and fill it up, and it kind of puts your sort of nebulous idea into a more sort of comprehensive image of whether or not it's something you can build a company out of. So yeah, opportunity canvas. When you mentioned if there's a tool or framework, and I said, I'm not really the business person. I'm not really the business dev. I'm more of a tech guy, and that's I like structure. I like frameworks. I like systems. And when I looked at the opportunity canvas, I said, oh, this is something I can easily do and I can understand. And it's one of the ways to organize that information into like a variable one pager, and will tell me, oh, okay, this is something we can go for. So opportunity canvas.
Yeah. So if you are really looking at something to launch and then as a viable business, that's a way to go. But again, if you want to be you want to unlearn lots of things because you just want to build something that will focus on impact, then those things can become like an afterthought. But again, if you try to build a business, that's a way to go.
I actually like how we're doing it. It was like super purely logical, and he's like, yeah, follow your heart. That's what Ragde is saying.
Yeah. But of course, currently with the advent of AI coding agents, it's much easier and cheaper to build things now.
Oh, absolutely right.
Yeah.
The barrier to entry. Although I think when we were starting out back then, the mobile apps are starting out, AWS is starting out, so the cloud was there. So it was in the barrier to entry of kind of getting rolling a product out for people to try is already pretty.
Like it's easier.
Yes,
It's easier to get
definitely.
it.
There's just no barrier. But I mean, definitely right now, and there's a lot of vendor programs. Like you can go regardless, just pick your vendor choice, AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud. They'll come in and say, oh, you want to build something, we're going to be supporting you. If you want to build something specific to like agentic AI, we can even throw more money at you.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I say,
It's much easier to build now.
if you want to build something, now is a good time.
Yeah, the time to clone something,
And
really
improve
increased
on it.
from
Yeah.
6 months to a week.
Yeah.
So that's how crazy it is now.
Given that you've said that there's like AI that can make anything you want, how do you ensure that your ideas or your products are unique? Because given that there are more people that wants to create something that
How to build a moat, in other words.
yeah, like something very unique. Because with a lot of products coming out, is that how do you differentiate from a lot of things that are almost the same?
Well, again, coming from the tech guy, not the business person, I'd say maybe the question is not really very much so about uniqueness, because there's a lot of copies. However, like even say you look at the mainstream products now, right? Facebook isn't the original. If you look at Facebook, but there's a sort of a question about how you can really make or establish your market, and establishing it. Yeah,
It's the execution.
Sometimes it's not even execution. If you think about it, like sometimes maybe the four of us comes up with a similar product, right? Probably one would be better than the other, but it all depends on how you'll be able to push your product out and who gains the most adoption, who eats the other ones out. So that being said, it's not really like a hard sort of fast rule, scientific rule for that. It's more the business side of things, and it's completely clear to me. Well, what do you think?
Well, wearing my business hat to answer that, like it doesn't mean that you are, let's say, the fifth product in that particular product category space. No, so there are many ways how to differentiate yourself. Like for example, again, GTM perspective. You can focus on a specific niche. Like for example, if you're offering, again, I'm not going to go far. If you're offering chatbot, you're focusing on this particular niche. Not only on the particular, let's say, business category, you can focus on a specific business size segment. Like for example, some are focusing on a wider target. You can focus on let's say, enterprise segment. Again, there are many creative ways on how to make yourself unique. But again, if you are, let's say, the 1,000th product in that category, that's a different thing, no? You have to ensure that you have something that's 10x better than the previous ones. And that way, again, regardless whether you're the 1,000th product in that category, if your product is 10x better, then regardless of you're too many or very competitive, you can stand out.
This is where the SWOT analysis comes in.
And I guess just to add to that, right? If you're lucky, you're the first to market, then you have that really huge advantage. But if you're the 1,000th person, you have a really steep hill to climb. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to ask quickly, like one question and then one answer immediately. Now,
Oh.
if you were to make a product now, right? What would you make? For me, it would be Kaka Computer. That's what I'm trying to make now, right? How about you guys? If you had to, resource wise, it wasn't such a constraint, what would you make right now?
That's actually something what I tried building about 6 months, and it's something near and dear to me. It's more about making a personal productivity smarter. So, I felt like one of the easy things to work on is the problem that's very close to you personally, because you can really relate to it. And then that's for me, like making sense of my day to day. And then that's what I attempted to build, and I'm still holding on to that.
Are you asking if resource is not a constraint?
To some extent, right?
I'll build a crappy version of Neuralink.
What is Neuralink?
Neuralink, it's
A Neuralink.
Neuralink.
Neuralink. Okay.
something that you can implant.
Yeah.
But again, it can be like an Alexa type of thing where it feeds you the things that can help you make better decisions.
No, but that also touches, I guess, touches also to what I'm struggling with. Like, it helps you organize. And Neuralink is make the whole connection directly to your head.
Yeah, like for example, I don't know if you watch Dark Mirror, Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
There's an episode there wherein you can subscribe and then it can give you like superpower on a particular subject matter. Like
There's an app that you
Yeah,
can
yeah, yeah,
download
yeah.
the skill.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying
yeah.
to build if a resource is not a
So
constraint.
I guess for the millennials who watch the Matrix the movie, like downloading, loading stuff, right?
That
Loading,
one.
loading.
And I just have to say the millennials and the Gen Xers, because the Gen Zs are probably not born yet when they release the film.
Yeah.
Probably for me, something related to medical as well. 'Cause, probably something similar, but probably more on the senior citizen side,
Oh, nice.
because it's something that can probably help them out more, because it's
Assisted
most people
living.
won't pay for
Yeah.
it, but if I had all of the resource to help them out when they get old, I think that's good.
Oh, that's so nice. All right.